Hi, Caesars. It's day 7 of your 14-day quick start training. Yesterday was all about social media outlets, and that should have enabled you to be able to pick two to kind of focus on to get started in your coaching business. And in the trainings in the back office is additional webinars on specific social media outlets, and that will really help you. Today, we're going to talk about your daily to-do list, your power hour, and I'm going to touch a little bit on time management. Remember, towards the beginning, one of the things that I asked you is to figure out a consistent time commitment that you are going to give your business and to schedule business hours, because that's what this is. Told you from the very beginning, this can only be a business and a successful business if you treat it, and there was the burp, excuse me, if you treat it like a business. So figure out what your hours are, and that can be an hour. All of these things that I'm going to talk to you about in a second, you can do in an hour a day. You can also do them in 2 hours a day, and you can do them in 8 hours a day. It just depends on where you're at in business and what your business goals are. My coach, Nina, makes a very clear commitment, a very clear point to work her business only part-time. She only works this 1 to 2 hours a day because she's a stay-at-home mom with her baby, and she's also a writer, and she wants to focus on those other things instead, so she's committed to working this part-time. Only working a couple hours a day consistently and working smarter, not harder. At only 10 months in the company, she ended last month at number 140 out of 150,000 coaches. Okay, so not having time is not an excuse. One of the reasons that I've given you so much info and so much to do from the very beginning is to help you figure out your time management. And don't make this harder on yourself. Trainings, the way I fit in trainings and I fit in personal development, every single day. I get a training in every single day, and the way that I do that is that I start a training, I start a webinar on my computer, and I set it on the toilet seat while I'm in the shower, and while I'm in the shower, I'm like showering my hair, and if I can tell that they switched to a new slide that may say things on it, I like pop my head out, look at the slide, go back to being in the shower, only occasionally washing my hair, because I never wash my hair, it's why I'm wearing the sweet bandana. And then get out, move the computer to my counter in the bathroom, watch it while I'm doing my makeup and my hair, and then I take it with me into my closet and finish the webinar while I'm getting dressed. I get in an hour and a webinar of training every single day without doing anything extra. Anytime that I'm doing dishes, cleaning the kitchen, or cooking like meal that takes a lot of time, there's a webinar playing on my computer then. Anytime that I'm cleaning my house, there's personal development playing on my headphones. Anytime that I'm in the car, there is personal development playing. I easily get in 4 to 5 hours of training a day without changing any of my daily routines. I'm just working smarter, not harder, and adding this in. So don't make this harder on yourself. And those times, I think of things like folding laundry. If I'm not doing something productive to build my business or build my mind or build me, I view it as wasted time. And those times that you're watching TV, instead of watching TV, watch TED Talks on Netflix. Watch life hacks on TED Talks. That's personal development, okay? You got to change your mindset and work smarter. You don't have to put in crazy amounts of time. You just have to optimize your time and really use your time. And there's a webinar that goes along with this training, and it's a recording by Craig Holliday about time management. That's one of the things that you're going to want to listen to after you do it. Listen to it while you're cleaning your house, or while you're on a walk, or while you're on a run. Turn those moments, optimize, and allow yourself to become the best you can in those times, okay? So that's a little bit about working smarter. Now our daily to-do list. I created my daily to-do list. This is based off of a combination of Lindsay Matway's daily to-do list, Brigitte Linford's, Scotty Hobbs is a lot of this. I really, really like Scotty's daily to-do list. So you don't have to do exactly what I do, and you can change some of these things around based on what your business is and the way that you want to work your business, but overall, you will need to touch on somewhere on these points in your day. And when sitting down to do things, I can't move on with my day until I cross something off my list. So I can't move on to number 3 until number 2 is done. And I have this printed out. This is my training notes, but I have my daily to-do list printed out. And actually, what I did is I put it in a picture frame. And so it's sitting on my desk, and I put it in a picture frame. And then I've got a dry erase marker, and I cross it off on the picture frame. So my daily to-do list is a nice little decoration. So number 1 is take care of me. So first thing on my list is personal development and be proof the product works. I start every single day with my personal development. It helps to motivate me for my business, for my life, to push play. It's for your mind what your workout is for your body. I start by reading every single day. I read 10 pages every day, and then throughout my day, I do those other things like trainings and listening to audiobooks like I talked about. But that's my first thing I do. I also get my workout in first thing in the morning. I know that it's just going to help me be better throughout my entire day. And if I don't, I feel thrown off. Number 2 is add value to one person's life. So that is, I got that from Scotty Hobbs, and I love this so much, that every single day, pick someone random and add value to their life. So send them an encouraging text, maybe a quick phone call to tell someone how much they mean to you and that you thank them. Maybe an email with an inspirational link like, hey, read this, just thought about you. But add value to one person's life every day. Number 2 is add 2 people to my Facebook friend list every day. You're going to do that by things like groups and your like page and things like that we discussed a little bit in your invite. There's going to be another training coming up very soon that's about building relationships and new people. One thing you want to be wary of is if you get on Facebook and if you just go through and add a whole bunch of people all at once, Facebook's going to cut you off and block you from sending friend requests, and it's also going to mess up your messages. So you want to be careful about that. I actually, if I'm connecting with someone on any other form of social media, like Instagram or like my blog, I actually send them my link and request it and tell them to send me a friend request, so it doesn't count against me in the Facebook world at all. So number 3 is add 2 people to your Facebook list every day. Number 4, build relationships with at least 3 people from that list saying nothing about Beachbody. Nothing. Because these people aren't a sale to you. You are going to help people regardless of whether or not they're buying something from you. Okay? It's a hard thing for people to grasp sometimes, but that's what you're here for, and that's going to help you with that intention that I talked about. Excuse me. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's so sad when your Shakeology runs out. So build relationships, 3 people, and you're saying nothing about Beachbody. And one way to build those relationships, again, there will be a training coming up in the next couple days about building relationships. But there's a thing, it's called FORM, which is family, occupation, recreation, and message. And I don't allow myself to move on to an invite with anybody until I know all those things about somebody. And it's a checkpoint. It keeps me in check from wanting to jump in and invite someone and treat someone like a sale. And it also allows me to have all the information I need in order to really invite them and share with them in a valid place and in a valid way. So that's number 4, is build relationships with 3 people from your list. Number 5 is send 2 invites to your current challenge group and 1 coach share a day. Again, you're going to do those off of people you built relationships with. You're at the beginning of this training, so I'm assuming you just became a coach, which means you still have a huge warm market. Your warm market is people that you already know in your life, that you already have relationships with. A lot of them you probably have to reconnect with, and in that reconnect you want to talk about those things, their family and their occupation and their relationship and their recreation. I always mess R up. It's not relationship, it's recreation. But you want to do that, but then from those times you do 2 invites and 1 coach share a day. The coach shares something, again, I'm going to talk about later in this training, but know that based on your upline and your team, that you're not at this point, until you're really comfortable with it, you're not going to have to share the business on your own, and that you probably watched a webinar, either live or recorded, about the business, and you have that to share with your coaches as well. So don't feel like you don't know how to share it, or that you're going to spit word vomit out to them. So there's that. Number 6 is then check your challenge groups. Don't wake up and check your challenge groups first thing in the morning. Also, don't get it in and real time respond to everybody's challenge groups, because that's going not only to take up so much of your day. Challenge groups can take over your life if you let them. Now they're the thing I honestly spend the least amount of time on, because I've gotten good at allowing them space, and I spend probably 20 to 30 minutes a day on my challenge groups, and that's it. And I run 4 or 5 challenge groups at a time, and that's how much time I'm spending on them. So wait until then to check your challenge groups, and do it once. I check in the morning and I check in the evening. 7, then respond to your messages, and only respond to your messages once a day. I learned that one from Scotty, and it's going to be something really important, and it's a really, really hard thing to get a grasp on, is only responding to your messages once a day. Otherwise, you will get lost in your messages and keep responding to messages all day. So what I do is I have a sauna, which will be in a training tomorrow, is about organization and some goal setting, some ways to work smarter, not harder. In a sauna, I have my list of people that I need to follow up with. And first, I go through my Facebook messages, and I start at the bottom, and I respond to all of those ones, and I keep the follow-up in a sauna. And then I go back through, and I follow up with all the people that I have scheduled to follow up in a sauna. This will make more sense tomorrow when I talk more about a sauna, and there's a training on it. Then, if someone has responded in that time frame it took me to respond, then I go back through and I just respond to those couple messages, and I'm done. And leave it at that. Ignore them. Shut off the notifications on your phone. Otherwise, this will take over your life. And that's not the point, because even though this is something that we're passionate about and something that we love, and something that I could do this probably 17, 18, 19 hours a day and never get tired of it, but it's a job. And you have a life outside of this, and you can't let this job take over your life. So messages once a day. Number 8 is check your back office and message your new customers, message your lead customers. That's something that you'll learn about in 2 trainings from now. So just write that down on your to-do list and know that the information will be coming to you. Number 9 is check team pages and connect with your coaches. We're in a couple team pages. If you're part of my team, you're also probably part of Sisterhood Fitness's team page, as well as Forward Fitness, maybe Team Dynasty. Team Dynasty has like a lot of information into it. As far as check team pages, I check Team Carpe Diem a couple times every single day. I also check into Sisterhood Fit once a day. But as far as like Forward Fitness and stuff, I check in there kind of occasionally, because most of the information that you need is going to either be in Team Carpe Diem or in Team Sisterhood Fit. Connect with coaches. As you start to build a team, you're going to want to keep in contact and connect with your coaches on a regular basis. When people get started, until people hit diamond for me, I connect with my coaches once a week. It enables me to, know where they're at, kind of help them, ensure that they're getting the guidance that they need, and answer any questions. It's also going to help them guide their teams. And then, later it'll move out that now Nina and I talk like once a month or so on the phone. And 10, the last thing on your daily to-do list is schedule posts for the next day. So you should have already learned about Hootsuite, so you shouldn't have to schedule challenge group posts. That should already be done because you've done it from the very beginning with Hootsuite. Set yourself up for success. Sit down the Sunday before and schedule your whole challenge out, and then it's done. But schedule posts for the next day is referring to things like your Facebook and your like page and things like that. So it touches a little bit. I went into this pretty deep in kind of explained why you want to do these things. Again, you can mix these up a little bit, but this is what you want to touch on every single day in order to be successful. And do this, you can do this in an hour. You just have to be focused. And when you sit down to do Beachbody, you're sitting down to do Beachbody. So that stay out of the news feed. One, there's your first time management tip. Stay out of the news feed. You're going to get lost and you'll end up in a bunch of different places. And that is not what you're there for. You're not there for your personal life. You're there for work. So treat this as work. Also in that, I don't do any of my personal life things. I don't know why I'm counting. I don't do any of my personal life things on Facebook when I'm sitting down to work. And just focus. Get it focused. Look into the additional trainings, and it's really going to help you do that. Okay? So tomorrow, we'll be going through a bunch more stuff, and I'll see you then.